Yoast SEO Tutorial 2016. Hello and welcome. In this video session, I'm going to show you quickly the basic settings that I believe should be used for Yoast SEO plugin. That means if you haven't installed this plugin, go to Plugins, Add New, Install, Activate the plugin. Once you do, you have this SEO menu option. Under General Settings, your info can quickly be matched to your general WordPress settings. Let's go into that. So pressing on General Settings, this is General Settings, not Yoast SEO settings. So now I can use this site title as my website name. If I'm a company or a service provider, I simply give the details accordingly, upload company logo, which all these will be used by certain features of Yoast plugin. Webmaster Tools. Let's imagine that my website is verified in Google Webmaster Tools. Using meta tag verification, then Google Webmaster Tools will give you code similar to this. Grab what's within the double quotes, copy and paste into Google Search Console. Save changes. So this is the sample site. If I on my keyboard Control U, press Control U, that's what Google Site Verification is all about. So therefore this plugin quickly generated the meta tag for you, so you don't have to do much about it. Security, have this checked, no problems. Titles and matters, they are very important for your Google rankings. Leave the minus, as in use title separator as that hyphen or minus sign and not the others. Home page and front page. This is very confusing, and it took me a long time when I began to learn about WordPress to understand the difference between home page and front page. Your main domain is the front page. For your blog pages, it can be the home page, right? But this setting can actually be done through the settings here. Press on Reading, select a static page, and then select your front page. Save changes. Post types. By default, this plugin generates all these. Separator, site name, separator, site name. Simply delete them, save changes. Now you can do a lot of things with this plugin. They just kept adding more and more and more over the years. I think they just went a little bit overboard. Because as far as SEO plugin is concerned, website owners like you should be able to quickly and easily use it. But if I was to press on Help, basic variables are these to be used anywhere. Advanced variables are all these different things. You know, I've been doing SEO for a long time. Focus keyword is a recent introduction to this plugin, but it just doesn't make any sense. So let's save changes. Let's leave this as such. Taxonomies, whatever comes after separator, site name, just remove that. Leave this at default. That's perhaps okay. So leave the page as what you're seeing right now for your WordPress site. Archives, on this page you can leave everything at default. You should never rely on any plugin to sort out duplicate content issues, since they are very important for your site and Google rankings. Brankia YouTube channel has created a video tutorial for you. This, coupled with Google Webmaster Tools, search appearance, HTML improvements menu option, should definitely help you to avoid duplicate content. So don't worry about these settings. Special pages, you can leave those settings at default and so on. Pressing on other, leave the screen as it is. Let's go into social menu link. Now this is a great feature. Simply populate the boxes according to the social media profiles that you currently operate. Facebook tab, make sure add open graph metadata is checked. You can upload a default image to be used if there are no images on your pages or posts. Open graph details are these what we're seeing here. So if I was to uncheck this, save changes and refresh the page, you will see all those details will be gone. By checking that, I will enable Open Graph Protocol information to be inserted by Yoast SEO plugin. You can also create apps with Facebook API and give the details here accordingly, but that's rather advanced and beyond the scope of this tutorial. Pressing on Twitter tab does the same thing. Then have that checked. So then you can have that there as well. Summary or summary with large images. I'm not going to explain those either, because you can go to this URL and have your card URL validated and learn more about it through the documentation. It is fairly basic really. If your pages and posts do use large images, then select summary with large images. Then that will be changed. Refresh, as you can see. Pinterest verification details, Google Plus details, and so on. That's straightforward, right? So let's move on. Let's look at XML sitemaps. This is a great feature of Yoast SEO plugin. Always use Yoast SEO plugin because it allows you to manage your sitemaps better. Have this box checked. Pressing on XML sitemap will show us the sitemaps generated at minimum for normal WordPress sites. Posts and pages should have XML sitemaps. If you're running WooCommerce, then your product sitemap as a product detailed sitemaps should be in here as well at minimum. User sitemaps disable. Post types, let's press on both of them. Let's check them, see what happens. Save changes. Now when I refresh this, look what happens now. See, they are gone. So that means if I don't want any part of my WordPress site shown on this page, I simply check the ones I don't want sitemaps for. Save changes. Excluded post. Let's look at a sample post to be excluded from our sitemap. Let's press on this sample post or a page. It doesn't make any difference. All posts and pages have IDs in WordPress. So if I can grab this post ID, place it in there before I hit save changes, let me show you the difference. Press on post sitemap. You see in the sitemap there is a post called sample now, right? But if I want to exclude that, I just place the post ID, save the changes, refresh the sitemap for posts, and voila, that's excluded, which will definitely come handy as your WordPress site grows. Let me give you an example. Let's say you have a thank you page or running special promotion for just 1 week only, and you don't want that post or page to be known to Google. So therefore it's smart to exclude that through this feature. Taxonomies. Now, depending on your setup and what sort of a WordPress site you have, you may have different checkboxes here. Post format tags shouldn't be in the sitemaps. So if you do not want them to be in the sitemap, here, then you simply check them. Let's hit save changes because we've got other things to cover. Let's press on advanced. Enable breadcrumbs. This will be to do with your theme. Okay, so if you want breadcrumbs enabled, you can press that and populate the details here. But I'm not going to cover that because that's going to take another hour, right? Because you can read the knowledge base, because then you need to start modifying your theme files. Permalinks, yeah, clean up permalinks. This is never smart to use here. Remove stop words from slugs. By default, as you can see, it's saying, you know what, let this plugin remove stop words from slugs. No. Never let any plugin do that for you. So leave everything as such, save changes. RSS feeds surely may be important. You can modify them accordingly. Okay, save changes, but these are the general settings. Let's look at the tools. Bulk editor. Yeah, if you're making large scale changes on your WordPress site, large scale edits may be of interest to you. That means you can use the interface that you're seeing to quickly make modifications here as well for title or description. Let's go back to tools. Let's look at file editor. Okay, while here, let me show you at minimum what you should have so that your WordPress site is all good to go. Okay, that's good enough. That covers most things. So here's a default robots.txt file that you can build upon. This covers Googlebot, and use any of these while allowing these two here. For all the rest, you can do the same thing. Same directives for Googlebot and also for the rest. So work on these. You can safely use these, no problems. Now, sitemap URL should definitely match your own domain name. So let me delete these so that you have the clean sample here. Okay, so keep an eye out for these. On my blog, I have a sample template file anyway. You may like to visit and check out. Save changes. So basically now you let this plugin have the robots.txt file generated for you. So then when you visit your site, voila, this plugin takes care of that for you. .htxs file. This is beyond the scope of this video tutorial, but I have WordPress.htxs file tutorials on Rankia YouTube. So let's move on. Search Console is a recent addition. I recommend you don't actually authorize any plugins to use your Google Search Console, but you can authenticate. So now this plugin and your Search Console, Google Webmaster Tools, can communicate, which is never recommended. So let's press on extensions. As you can see, this plugin has different extensions. You may like to check out, but if you follow Rankia's SEO methods, you'll get 100 times better results. So let's move on and let's go and find out what else we can do with this plugin. Let's imagine we've got a sample post. So let's create a post. And let's also, while here, add a new page as well, just to show you that there is no difference between the two when we're using Yoast SEO plugin. As we made the default settings, now I can press on the Yoast SEO meta box here and change the title if I want. Maybe custom title I want to place in there. But because I set the default settings, now your content publishing becomes very easy, because the default now works just perfectly, and that's what you should have anyway. Let me refresh the page again, and I want you to take a note at that public post as text. Let me refresh the page. Look what's going to happen here. You'll see a title and something else here now. Watch. You see that title page? That's where the settings were coming from. And this is the best settings for SEO. Just have your title show up as the title, not some separator and some site name and so on. You can, pressing into this box, create custom description describing what your post or page is about. Now, if you were to go past 150 character space, this plugin will warn you with highlighting the text as red, saying to you, know what, maybe you should stay within that 150 character space. Now, if you never created titles and so on, don't worry, Rank Your YouTube channel has all that information for you. So now, as you can see, you can customize the title, create meta descriptions. You've got something called here focus keywords. Absolutely do not use it. If I press on all posts, these are all the posts, and pressing on screen options here, you can see that I can enable focus keywords and all this SEO score, all this stuff, right? Focus keywords. Forget about that, don't waste your time, because that's not how you're meant to focus keywords. So don't even, I don't know what this plugin is trying to do, telling you to focus on keywords. Don't focus on keywords. When you create your posts or pages, just create them for the best interest of your visitors. Because if you start focusing on keywords at this level, then you're never going to create posts or pages that focuses on your visitors. Instead, your focus will be too much on the keywords. You don't need to do that. All you need to do is follow the methods that I've shown you here for focusing on any keyword. So therefore, don't even use it. Don't even enable screen options for focus keywords or SEO scores, all that stuff. Okay, so let's move on. Let's press on this. If there are tabs, you can see it's telling you to buy something premium, right? As if that's gonna help you. Meta robots tags, you can quickly set index or no index by using this plugin. It actually may become handy sometimes, depending on what you want Google to index and what you want Google to not index. So you have that option here, which I think will definitely be useful for you. As you can see, follow, no follow, and so on. Meta robots advanced. Advanced doesn't mean anything. Canonical URLs are already set for you on your WordPress site. Let's have a look. Looking at sample public post as an example, if I press on Ctrl U on my keyboard, this canonical tag is very important. So if for some reason you do not see this when you press Ctrl U, then there is definitely work to be done on your part. But you don't have to place anything into that box, all will still be okay. Nonetheless, the options are there for you. Pressing on this social icon, you can quickly and easily provide different descriptions when you post to Facebook, is when you share your post to Facebook. Same as true for Twitter. While here, let me offer you a couple of bonuses coming from Rankia. Let's grab the sample code, copy, go to appearance, go to editor, find header.php. This is the start of the head tag. Okay, all right, let me find the end of it somehow. Okay, that's the end of that head tag, and just place that sample PHP code. Basically, it's saying to Google, you know what, if you're on the tag page, don't index it, but follow the page, as in follow the links. The date should be the same, don't index it, follow it. Search results, don't index it, but follow it. Update save changes. Now that's updated. Let me also give you more files and codes. Grab this function, copy the whole lot on the theme that you're using. Find the functions.php, go towards the end, and paste that sample code. This sample code will be available in the description of this video. If I press the home page link, if I press on Ctrl U, now my head portion is better cleaned and so on. There are no additional codes that it shouldn't be there. But you're more than welcome to explore these codes here as well. Okay, because I've commented things out for you. At the end of the day, Yoast is a great plugin. It has great features, but at the same time, it can be confusing if you've never used it before. I've basically taken you through and showing you the basic settings for this plugin. Once again, there are great video tutorials that will definitely help your WordPress site on Rankia YouTube channel. I thank you for learning with me, and I'll talk with you in the next video session.